The Bills have officially been eliminated from the playoffs. We'll discuss our thoughts on the game and talk about everything that has happened this season today on the Go Bills podcast. What is up, Bills Mafia? It is Brett again with another edition of the Go Bills podcast. And today we are going to discuss something that's hard to say, but it's a Bills loss. It has been an eventful year this year for the Buffalo Bills, and it's not the outcome that we wanted, but there are two teams that make it to the Super Bowl each year. Buffalo is not going to be one of those teams, but it has been a really good year, I got to say, for being a Bills fan. I am happy to be a Bills fan, and I know everybody says next year is the year, but I really do think that there's some positive things to talk about in this game overall. And I got to give a lot of thanks to a lot of different people as well. So we're going to discuss this today on the Go Bills podcast. To begin, let's begin with the outcome of the game. The Bills lost to the Cincinnati Bengals 27-10. It's not the outcome, like we said, that we wanted. A lot of factors that played into this game. I think a lot of emotions as well. It's very, very tough in this situation. Like I said, you're playing in a playoff game. It's a lot of emotion, and I think that the moment just became too big for the Buffalo Bills today. It's been a hard season, like we said. I mean, from your owner being sick and having an undisclosed illness that you don't really know about, to Dawson Knox and his situation, losing Micah Hyde. You have Von Miller that you lost. Tre'Davious White was out for an extended period of time. And then Damar Hamlin and Matt Araiza. There's so many things and factors that played into this game, this season for the Buffalo Bills. And these are not excuses. I'm not saying that poor me on the Buffalo Bills. I'm just saying all the emotions that came down to it in this year. And it's a tough season. And I think that the moment in that situation was just too much. And I think that Buffalo they weren't there. The Cincinnati Bengals played a really good game. Hats off to them. Hats off to Zach Taylor and his coaching staff, who came up with a really good plan to beat the Buffalo Bills. And I think that they played a really good game. And I'm going to continue to root for the Bengals throughout the playoffs. They were nothing but respectful to us when we were in Cincinnati, and with the unfortunate situation that happened with Damar Hamlin. They've been nothing but respectful to us, so I'm going to continue to be respectful to them and root for them in the playoffs. Hopefully they can beat Kansas City and go on from there. Let's go over to YouTube with a couple of comments. Let's start with Chill Sale Bills. Mafia Star is in the building. Go Bills. He said it's an embarrassing home loss. Let's regroup and get back to it next year. And he also said that the Go Bills and not enough heart in this game, but once a Bill, always a Bill. That's exactly right, Sta. I completely agree with you there on your comments. I think it's just, like we said, it wasn't enough of I don't think it was a collective effort in this game. And I think that it's not only, one player, but it's the coaching staff and all the way down. I just think that there wasn't enough in this game. A lot of players played good games. A lot of players there's a lot of factors into this game. I'm not saying that Josh played a great game. I'm not saying that anybody played a bad game. I'm just saying a collective group was not good in this game. And there was a couple of factors that played into this game. I don't want to go too much into individual players just because it's tough. It really is. You got to look back at the film. There's going to be the all 22 that comes out. You can look at the film. You can discuss that. But I don't want to go too much into certain players. But there are certain players that did have a good game. I will discuss those players. really want to give a shout out to Josh Allen as well as the offense as well as the defense in this game, because not only did they try to continue to play throughout the game, they tried to get back into it, but they never gave up. And that's the biggest thing, in my opinion, throughout the game. They tried to figure it out each and every drive, but it just wasn't enough all the way around. But again, like I said, I'm a Bills fan. I'll always be a Bills fan. It's tough. You have moments like this. Remember back in the 90s, we had the 4 straight Super Bowl losses. Last year, we had the Kansas City loss. It's tough losses like this that build a culture. And I think that the culture that the Buffalo Bills have is incredible. I think that they're going to get back to the playoffs. They will be back to normal. They'll be back in it next year. And without all the emotion that we had as well. We will have guys like Micah Hyde coming back, Von Miller coming back as well, bring in some new faces, which is unfortunate. We'll see some new faces come in, some old faces leave. It'll be hard, but I do think that we're going to go in the right direction. And like I said earlier, our Super Bowl window is closing. Like I said, it's going to happen. There's going to be a year that Josh Allen isn't the same Josh Allen. There's going to be a year that Stephon Diggs isn't the same Stephon Diggs. But I think that our Super Bowl window is going to continue to stay there as long as Josh Allen is here. It's tough. Like I said, it's very, very tough to win in this league. There's only one winner and 31 losers in this league. It's tough, but I do like the direction that we went in. Speaking of the offseason, I know it's not something that we wanted to talk about, but we're going to go – I want to bring up what we're going to be doing in the offseason, because a lot of Bills Mafia, you're not really sure what to do now. What we're going to do in the offseason is we're going to regroup. We're going to take maybe a week or two off. We'll come back. We're going to go over individual position groups. We'll discuss the play of each individual position group, give a grade on them. We'll probably do that a little bit with the Nickel City Mafia and Red, White, and Bills, as well as possibly Chill Cell Bills being brought in as well. But we'll do that, start with that. Then we'll go over to the draft. We'll discuss some draft positions that I think that Buffalo will need to draft in, as well as free agency moves that Buffalo could make. We'll talk about free agency. We will be involved in that as much as possible. And anytime there's breaking news and everything on the Buffalo Bills, we will bring that to you. So don't forget to like and subscribe to all our social media platforms so that you can get all the up-to-date and new information that's going on with the Buffalo Bills as well. Let's go over the stats for the Buffalo Bills in this game. Josh Allen was 25 of 42 for 264 yards, an interception in this game. He also had a rushing touchdown and was the leading rusher in this game, 8 carries for 26 yards and a touchdown. Dawson Knox was the leading receiver, 5 catches for 65 yards, averaging 13 catch. Khalil Shakur second with 2 catches for 40 yards as well. Like I said earlier, I think it was just a collective group there that didn't get the job done today. I think that overall it wasn't just one player that lost us the game. It was a collective group, and the coaching staff as well didn't do what we needed to do. There's plays where we were too far off the line on defense. There's plays where our offense wasn't winning in the trenches, and I think that both sides of the ball, that's where it was lost. And I know Sean Kula of the Red, White, and Bills will agree with me when I say this. The battle was lost in the trenches, and Buffalo lost the battle in the trenches on both sides of the ball. That's what it really came down to in this game. We got a YouTube comment over here on YouTube, and Corey Turner says, "Who day?" And I completely agree with you, Corey. Who day? I'll say it right now. Who day? I'm not mad. I'm not upset. You guys played a really good game. You did exactly what you needed to do. I can commend you guys. Zach Taylor is an excellent coach. You got a great quarterback on your team. And it's a tough loss for the Bills fans, but it's also a really good win for Houday Nation. And I know that Houday Nation is excited, back in the playoffs again, back deep in the playoffs for another AFC Championship game against the Kansas City Chiefs. Could potentially win this one, go to another Super Bowl. And I know that they have that win streak going on, and I think that you guys are going to do really good things in the playoffs. You could possibly beat Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, who Patrick Mahomes has a high ankle sprain. If you guys beat them, it would be great to see. I'm going to be rooting for you guys all the way along. I commend everything that the Cincinnati Bengals did throughout the process with Damar Hamlin, and I have nothing but respect for the organization. So I'm going to send that over to you guys, and I'm rooting for you guys each and every week from now on. So unless you're playing Buffalo, I'll be rooting for you guys, and I have nothing but respect for you guys for what you've done as an organization and all the fans as well. I mean, you guys have been absolutely respectful for what you guys have done as well. Chillsale Bills with a comment on YouTube says, is it time to talk letting Leslie Frazier go? And many people would say yes in this situation, but I do think that you have to just take time to watch everything that happened in that game. Can't make a rational decision. Many people would say yes. I'm going to turn it over, and I'm not going to say yes or no in this situation, but I want to watch the film again, watch the season over again. I'm going to go back from week 1 all the way to this game, and I want to rewatch it, and then I'll give you an answer on that. But we'll discuss it over the offseason. We'll talk about it and see what our thoughts are on that situation. You're going to hear a little bit of my dog in the background, guys. I apologize about that, but my puppy is being a puppy as normal. She is 5 months old now. She is doing really, really well, and she is in her playful self. She's got that teething going on, so I apologize if you hear her in the background, but she's going to be herself each and every time. So she always makes an appearance on the show. We got to do the pup cam again. We'll probably start that up again next season as well, so we'll have that pup cam going on. Corey Turner said respect, and I completely agree with you, man. Respect. There's nothing but respect for the organization of the Cincinnati Bengals. But like I said, it's a tough game, tough to watch, but there's some good things and some bad things that we saw from this game. Overall, let's go over to the Buffalo Bills. I want to bring up a few things on the Buffalo Bills. I know it's a tough season for the Buffalo Bills. You got a lot of free agents that are coming along that are going to be free agents this year. You got guys like Jordan Poyer. You have Roger Saffold, Case Keenum, Tremaine Edmonds as well, Jordan Phillips, Tyler Matakevich, Jamison Crowder, David Quisenberry, Sam Martin as well, Shaq Lawson, Dean Marlowe. There's a lot of names here that Buffalo has as free agency, along with Devin Singletary. And there's going to be guys, like I said, that are going to be let go. There's going to be guys that are retained. And if any of these players were to watch this podcast, I know that it's probably unlikely that they would, but I want to say to all the players on the Buffalo Bills, if you are watching this podcast, I want to say congratulations. You guys it's incredible whether you're brought back. I hope you guys are brought back. I respect each and every one of you guys, but if you do have careers elsewhere in the NFL, wish you nothing but respect in the NFL. And I know it's going to be tough. There's a lot of fans that are hoping that guys like Jordan Poyer, Roger Saffold, and guys like that are brought back. But like I said, it's never the case where you bring everybody back each year, and it's tough. It's only the case if you're the Tampa Bay Bucks and you can do it during trying to rebuild your team and you can bring everybody back. But 9 times out of 10, it never happens. And it's going to be tough. There's going to be guys like I said, and we're going to draft new players, and it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to the next steps for the Buffalo Bills this offseason. The Bills, I'm going to try and pull up the NFL draft order. I want to bring that up as well. I believe the Bills are going to be picking, obviously it's going to be in the 20s, but I want to try and see where the Buffalo Bills will be picking this year. They will be picking 28th in the draft right now. So that'll be the last divisional team that's going to be playing in that one. So the Buffalo Bills picking 28th. There's going to be some offensive needs as well as some defensive needs. Possibly linebacker is a need. Running, there's been discussions of running back as well as wide receiver, possibly even some offensive linemen, maybe even a linebacker as well. So there's a lot of needs for the Buffalo Bills this offseason. We'll discuss that later on in the offseason. But it is a 28th pick, but it'll actually be the 27th pick because the Miami Dolphins pick was forfeited this offseason. So it'll be the 27th pick, but actually it'll be pick number 28 overall. Chillsale Bill says 28th. Sheesh. Corners. That's a possibility. There's a lot of, like I said, we got to relook the team and discuss what we can do in the offseason, what moves we can make. We got to free up some cash so that we can re-sign some of these guys that we have on the roster. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow us on all social media platforms. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, as well as on our new website, gobillspodcast.com. Click on over to that website and you will find all of our upcoming events, such as when we're going to be going live with guys like Nickel City Mafia, Red, White, and Bills, and Chillsale Bills, as well as all different events that we're going to be doing. There's going to be events. We're going to try and get more involved with the Buffalo Bills and outsiders like the Bills backers as well, trying to get involved in stuff like that as well and talk about events that we can do around Orchard Park, as well as I live in Florida, so there might be some events around Florida too, but I will post different events that are going to be going on in the off season, as well as tailgates that are going to be going on throughout the United States for different events as well for the Buffalo Bills, and different, if there's autograph sessions as well, I'll try and post that as much as possible as well. This has been the Go Bills podcast, and we will see you next time for another edition of the Go Bills podcast. Until then, guys, keep your heads up. I know it's tough. Like I said, it's been a tough year for the Buffalo Bills fans, but we got to stay positive. We got to look forward to next season. We'll look forward to the offseason, regroup. We'll get back to normal, and we will discuss all of this in the offseason. But until then, go Bills as always, and God bless each and every one of you.